Welcome to the tip channel. That is perfection. I'm getting ready to make a wood veneer countertop for a dresser that I'm doing for a client. Now, I could take the time to cut strips of real hickory in 3-inch dimensions, turn the growth rings in opposite directions, yada, yada, yada. Very, very time consuming and naturally very expensive. Also, anything manufactured out of solid wood is going to be a little unstable. Meaning that it can warp, it can split, it can twist. So the wood veneer is going to be a lot more stable. Now, to build this, what I'm using is a piece of industrial board. Now, this is not the particle board you buy from a lumber yard. This is actually made to make high pressure laminate countertops out of. So a lot smaller wood flake and a whole different glue composition used to make this product. Then I'll be covering that with a piece of real hickory veneer. Now, what is hickory veneer? It is real wood. What they do is they take the log, put it into a machine, and that machine actually takes and peels the wood from the log. And then they'll either add a wood backer or a phenolic backer. Now, in our case, I like to use what's referred to as a phenolic backer. Now, if you look at a piece of high pressure laminate, you'll see that the underside of it has the phenolic backer on. So basically the same type of backer that you would find on laminate for countertops, but naturally the real wood veneer. So what I've done is I've made my top 2 inches big, and I'm going to glue this to the substrate and then cut it to an actual size. Once I've got that done, I'll glue a solid piece of hickory to the front nose of it, and that will complete the countertop. To glue this into place, what I'm going to be using is Wilson Art 500 adhesive. This is a contact adhesive. So what that means is you glue the wood veneer, you glue your substrate, and then you put the piece on the substrate. Keeping in mind it's contact adhesive, so the minute it makes contact, it's going to adhere. We're about at a 15-minute window right now for our contact adhesive. Now what you want is you want to be able to touch it and it not come off on your hands. Now from this point you have about a half an hour, 45 minutes in order to get this piece stuck into place. Now typically with something this big, especially since I've went oversized on it, I would just stick it. But two things. Number one is my piece of hickory is pretty curled up, and I wanted to show you guys about push sticks as well. And push sticks, basically, this is just 3/4 inch scrap. I've blown them off very well. I've taken the time to wipe them off to make sure that there's no little particles on that. All that simply does is give me a little bit of breathing room so I can bring my piece over and set it. I don't have to worry about it sticking prematurely before I'm ready to put it into place. Okay, so we have our veneer applied to our substrate. We put the buildup on the bottom of the countertop to make it look as though it's 1.5 inches thick. And at this point, and we've cut it down to size, at this point, the last thing we need to do in regards to assembly is to take and add a real hardwood edge to the front edge of the countertop. So that will finish our top off, and then naturally we'll be ready to sand this and get it into the spray booth. Now, to apply this piece of molding, what I'm going to do is to use a carpenter's yellow glue. We'll apply that to the back side. I'll take a throwaway brush and brush it just so I get some full coverage, and then we'll use pipe clamps to clamp it into place. It's been about 2 hours since we glued up the front nose on our veneer countertop. At this point, we're ready to pull the pipe clamps off. Now, if you notice, whenever I was clamping the piece into place, I was wiping off the excess glue. Naturally, that is with water. It's a water-based glue. So number one is that's going to raise the grain. Number two, if you're planning on staining the countertop, you have to make sure you sand off any excess glue. Now, in our case, we're going to be shooting it clear, so it's not that important, but stain will not take to glue. So we'll get these clamps off of this, get this sanded off, and into the spray booth. So, how did our hickory veneer top turn out? This is the tip channel. That is perfection. What? It ain't cocky if you back it up. I hope you found this informative. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.